getting the recording going so that we can then post this online for those who are not able to attend with us tonight. So let's get going. So our kind of mantra and theme this year is strength in numbers. First off, I'd like to thank our national sponsors for the 5th year in a row. The national presenting sponsor, Baxter. Our pacesetter sponsor is Bayer Healthcare. Our milestone sponsor is Grifols. Our official sponsor is Pfizer, and our supporting sponsor is Biogen IDEC. First up, who is going to be going through the webinar is Mona Towner. Our senior walk chair is going to take us off. So 1 second.
Hello,
Mona,
everyone. Yep, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay. I just want to thank everyone for coming. I think this is a fabulous way to use technology so that we all don't have to drive far. So the first thing that I've been asked to speak about is the history of the event. So this event was started by NHF and sponsored by Baxter. Baxter is the national sponsor, as Aaron said. And they've been doing it for 5 years. And this is Illinois'. This will be our 3rd year. So we have 2 under our belt, and we feel like we've really done a great job with the first 2 in the past. There have been 20,000 walkers over the last 5 years, 2,000 teams, and is that right, Aaron? $7 million raised?
Yes, that's correct.
23 states currently have walk events or walk sites. A few more come on every year. You can see the map there. One of them that's really interesting, just as an aside, is Colorado. They actually have 2 sites within the state that compete against each other to raise money. They go for that friendly competition thing. This is my 3rd year as walk chairperson, so I've done it all 3 years that we've had the event. The Illinois chapter, that's us, BDAI, formerly HFI, has raised $180,000 in the first 2 years of the event. I love this event because it's a family event. Many of the other fundraising events that are done are adults only. And so this one is for the whole family. And my 2 boys love this event too because they get their friends involved, and they also take a lot of pride in raising money for camp and for all the other activities that we as a family participate in through the year from BDAI. So that's huge. And then the other thing that makes this a great event is that one of the goals that we have through our comprehensive care model through the HTCs is that we need to improve our overall health. People with joint problems should be exercising on a regular basis, and so this event does that. We are walking either a mile or 3 miles, and people should actually on your team be preparing for this event if they are not already walking or in good shape. So I think that's a little bit of the history of the event. Like I said, I really like this event and think it's very much a worthwhile event for everyone involved. Aaron?
Thank you so much, Mona, and you guys will hear from her again in just a little bit. Now I wanted to, well, first off, Mona is our 3rd year chair. She's our senior chair. Joining her this year, unfortunately not being able to make it on this call, is Elizabeth Ori and Julie Lufler, who you'll hear from her a little bit later. So thank you guys for volunteering your time and really taking lead in making our 3rd hemophilia walk the best that it's going to get. So I want to take a moment and talk a little bit about our goals and this idea of strength in numbers. 1 second, I'm going to change the slide. Our 4 main goals this year, and you'll see on the next slide, last year we had 52 teams. Our first goal is to, again, have 50 teams. Last year we had about 600 walkers come out, and our goal this year is to increase that to 750 walkers. And last year, teams raised about $86,000, and our goal is to increase that about 10 grand. And our goal is to increase our local sponsors to 50, coming off of last year's 30. And that includes local sponsors, $250 level and above. So to break out and talk a little bit more about our first goal, 2011's actual, we had 4 teams that were in the 5,000 and above range. We had 8 teams that were in the $1,500 to $5,000 range. We had 19 teams that were 400 to 1,500, and we had 21 teams that were below 400, with a total of 52. And our goal for this year is to have 10 teams that are at 5,000 and above, not even just above, really, like if averaging 5,000, 20 teams that average 1,500, and 20 teams that average 400. And we'll get more into that when we talk about local sponsoring and your team fundraising and how you can attain that and how simple and easy it actually is to do. And there's the screen change. And our total goal right now, currently standing, we have 20,500 in local sponsors pledged, and our current team goal pledge is at 29,500, putting our total pledge to 49,500. So we're really, in terms of pledge and where we're at, we only have 19 teams registered online. So we're actually 50% away from our goal pledge. So, and really looking historically at the last 2 years, this is actually ahead of the game. So we're in a really good spot. Okay, one second. And we're going to welcome Mona back to talk a little bit about being a team captain and motivating your team and essential team fundraising. There you go, Mona.
Okay, I'm not sure that my points are reflected in your PowerPoint, but I don't know that I wrote them in the exact order, so just bear with me, everyone. But I thought, well, anybody can read the PowerPoint. So, you know, as a team captain, there are many jobs. Recruiting members is obviously the biggest and most important. The bigger your team is, not only do we raise more money, but I think it's more fun that day when you have more people on your team out there. It's just such an enjoyable day. So the more people you get, you know, the better, the more fun you can have. Fundraise, obviously, you are the head fundraiser, and you are, you know, you lead by example as the chief fundraiser and team captain. You need to, you know, sponsor yourself first. In order to lead by example, you need to, you know, make sure that you are in constant communication with your team, you know, at least weekly. And then when it gets closer to the day, it should be, you know, every other day. I would say 2 weeks out, you need to start communicating like every other day. You know, and then part of the thing is logging into your account often, your team page, and monitor your team's fundraising progress. And you know your group's best, you know, your team the best. So is a friendly competition going to work good for you? Is just lots of words of encouragement going to work good for your group? Is sending out walk facts or fundraising tips, is that something that's going to work for your group? So you know them best. One of your jobs, or you know, the job with your team, is to pick a great name if you don't already have one. You know, for us, I had the boys pick, and then we actually put it out on Facebook for a vote of who thought what was the best name, because of course I have 2 boys and they each thought theirs was the best. So, but picking a great team name and finding a t-shirt design. We've had some great t-shirt designs the last couple of years. So, you know, you're kind of the final, you have the final say on that. Another thing is going on the again, signing into the team page on the website and personalizing your team page. I think this is really important. Most of my donors are people who are tech savvy and who are donating via the internet, and they maybe don't know us that well, but they want to help out, so they want to read our story. They want to know why we're doing this. So I think, personalizing your team page, adding pictures, talking about your team and what their goals are is very important. Again, brainstorming with your team members, ways to fundraise. Don't do it all yourself. Make sure you're encouraging those under you. A good leader also delegates. So, delegate some of those fundraising jobs. I don't have the how Erin's got the slide up right now, how to raise $500 in 7 days. It's a fabulous model to use if you can do that. It really is a good thing to have. I believe it is in the Team Captain packet. So and all those things, the fundraising idea sheet is really good. It's got 2 sides to it. Things you can do in your workplace. And then things you can do in your neighborhood or with your kids. I'm not going to read them to you, but there's a front and a back side to that, and it's really worth looking at. And that was another point that I wanted to make was, Erin sent these out. It costs a couple of bucks to send each of those team captain packets out in the mail, and they're really worth going to. Don't just set it aside. Go through all those, especially if it's your first time being a team captain. There's just so much good information there, and this is the stuff that's tried and true. This is the stuff that other chapters have said. This is what worked for us. So, and what we've learned over the past 2 years that has worked for Illinois as well. So please use all these resources that you've been given. And also, please, team captains, don't be afraid to contact Julie, Erin, or Elizabeth, or myself to answer questions for you, either via Facebook or I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, my email is readily available. Erin is always available at the BDAI address. So any questions that you have or anything you're unsure of or anything that I didn't go over that that you need to know, just an email away or a tweet away or a Facebook post away. I think that's all I have, Erin.
Thank you so much, Mona, for going over that. It was excellent. So up next, we're going to go into talking about local sponsorships, and Bob is going to take us through that.
Guys, thanks everybody for being here. This is quickly grown to be one of my favorite events too. It just is, bleeding disorders are so isolating. So one of my greatest things is to have 700 plus people out together in one day, and it just feels like it's not so rare on that day. And all of us know, because we know other people and it's what we live with every day, that it isn't this rare thing. So to get 700 people out is terrific. I personally use this event to talk to everybody that I know about bleeding disorders. And I not only focus on my friends and my family, but I focus on a lot of businesses that I support personally throughout the year. So I go to the people who cut my hair. I go to my pet groomer. I go to, I've gone to my security company for my home. I've gone to restaurants that I support. I always take this one. Now, I don't mind fundraising, but I know a lot of people have trouble with that ask. If you think in your mind, if they tell you no, and you have taught them something about bleeding disorders and hemophilia, you haven't gotten a no. And that's kind of the amazing thing with as many people as I talk to about the walk. The people who I actually talked to somebody at a hotel, and the other thing I do is I take it as my responsibility to go out to everybody that BDAI spends money with every year and asks them to support the walk. And one of